Here we go. Welcome.
Yay. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for
Welcome,
having
welcome.
me.
Oh, thanks for being here. How you doing, Deb?
I'm doing okay. How are you?
I'm good. I'm
I love
good.
it. Monkey's like, wait a minute, somebody's talking and they're not paying attention to me. Let me get more scritches.
He's
So
licking the. I have a palm stone, and it's citrine, and he's licking that.
Mm. Citrune's good. It brings in clean, clear energy, right?
Right.
mhm.
Yeah, it's a good one to have. So we can say hi to Kayla, and
Morning.
yeah,
Hello.
if I can figure out how to do this. And Plucky Heroine, good morning.
Hello, Plucky.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
and Hypnicity.
Goodness. Yay.
Good
Happy
morning, Nalani.
birthday. That's so funny because during COVID, I couldn't tell what day it was, and I had to remember what show was on. So I would just pay attention to whether or not the show was on, figure it out what day it was by what show was on.
I actually um I still do this because during COVID, every Wednesday at noon, we have tornado siren testing to make sure that the tornado sirens go off. So that was
Yeah,
my only sure sign of, oh, it's Wednesday at noon.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So,
I
It
don't understand time. I never know what time it is or what day it is, or time has always bewildered me.
time
So
is a construct.
it is a construct. But to try to keep me on schedule, I have literally clocks everywhere
Hmm.
I
because
do I do too. And this week we realized that none of them are telling the same time. None of them. And we're like, wait a minute, what happened? Did some sort of
Oh
vortex
my
come in
gosh.
and just change all of the crazy clock times? I mean, it was just ridiculous. So, hey Angela, hey Janet, glad you guys are both here.
Angela.
Yeah.
Angela, are you doing your work?
she is. I can attest to the fact that she is doing her work.
Okay. I'm just being a smart aleck.
I know you are, but I also know that she's been working very hard.
Good. Arlene.
Yeah. Awesome. Person turquoise waving.
Did you get Claudia Cat Mama? Meow.
I don't know how that one jumped ahead. There we go.
Hello, hello.
Good
Good
morning.
morning. Yeah. So sweet.
Uh,
We're so glad you guys are here.
yes. And Angela said yes, doing the work.
Mhm.
She is. She
Cheers.
is.
I'm
Mm.
curious to what the work is. Is it fun work or is it
It's
serious?
work on herself and breaking up energy and that kind of thing.
It's important work, and it's work that we all do during various times of the year. I mean, we're just
Yes.
drawn to do certain things. And it's those things like, I would actually consider going around and making sure all of the clocks in my house were the same time as part of that work.
That's part of that. And, making sure that you break up the energy a little bit. If
Yep.
if you need to rearrange furniture or bring out a singing bowl or a bell or
A
something
fan.
a fan
Yeah.
to uplift and move the energy around.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Um, and
Tiny hands clapping.
yes, tiny hands clapping, and step into your power. Whatever your power is, step into it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. It was really interesting to notice that they were all different. And they're all, of course they're all different. We have the battery operated so then when the power goes out, it's not a big deal. We can, still feel like we're
Sure.
in sync with everything. But to suddenly look around and go, wait a minute, that one's 5 off from that one, which is pretty close to the real one, to that one, which is like, wait, is the battery dying in this one? So,
That's
with
crazy.
it was really, really funny.
I can
And
tell you the one on your computer is correct.
yes. And
Oh,
my
that may be the one that you want to use to
yeah.
say.
Well, do you is it are they the clocks that will adjust the time with spring forward and the fall back?
No.
Okay.
So, it's this Sunday, isn't it, where we change the time?
Yes.
It
You know,
is, so that would
yeah,
be a good time to do it.
it would be a really good time. And we've been snowed in, so, we're just hanging and watching things. And the one break that we had was a run to the doctor. So, it
Hmm.
worked out so that it was okay. But, they're talking about how heavy the snow is, and how it's actually, allowing the carports to curve and the
Oh
roofs
my.
to collapse. And so it's been really interesting to see 3 or 4 feet of snow where we are, because they say normally we don't get this here because we're lower level elevation. But it's all part of just hanging out and doing what we got to
Wow.
do to be ready. So
Yeah.
yesterday was like the first day that we could pull out of the driveway, because it wasn't 4 feet of snow. It had melted, and they had come along and fixed the road. So if they don't fix
Hmm.
the road, you're not leaving home. You have to say thank you,
Sure.
thanks, for piling it
Wow.
up, right? So
Hmm.
yeah. Hi, Valerie. Continuing painting. This is a one active
Ooh.
woman redoing the house.
Arlene has mentioned that in Arizona, they don't change their time, which I think is brilliant because my granddad, who ran a farm, used to say, the cows don't know the time changed.
Right.
Yes. Yes.
And so it doesn't matter what the clock says. If it's dawn, you have to milk the cows.
Yes, you still have to milk the
That's
cow.
right. Yes.
So,
Yes.
the chickens don't know what time it is.
Yeah.
They just know the sun came up.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and aren't we supposed to, in the United States, aren't we supposed to not do the time change anymore after a certain time? I don't
They are
know.
talking about it, but who knows?
Yeah.
They've been talking about it literally since I was a kid. I can remember in the 60s they were talking about it. And
Wow. They had time back when you were a kid?
I know, it's amazing. It was a sundial, but it was
It was a sundial. Is that why people's arms got really big? They were wearing a sundial.
Yes.
wearing the sundial, and yes.
I love that.
You know,
Wow.
I remember the day that I picked up the phone to dial popcorn, which that's how you used to find out what the time was. And it said the number you have dialed has been disconnected. And I was like, oh, I must have misdialed. Because growing up, we always called this one number that would say,
Yeah.
at the tone, Pacific Daylight Time will be. And then it, rattle it off, and it would go ding. And then the next second, it would, say the next
Yep.
second of time. But to hear it had been disconnected, I was like, it was almost like I was on a different planet or something, because I had to do
Yeah.
this. What? What do you mean? What? What?
Yeah.
Where did,
Yeah. Because time
time was
and
gone?
weather. Time, temp, and weather. Yeah. Time
Yeah.
was gone. Time is a construct, and Kate has made it disappear, everybody. Congratulations.
There you
You
go.
heard it here first. Please like and subscribe. It's free. So there
Oh
you
my
go.
gosh, that is so cute. That is so cute. Yeah,
I
the
love
I would love to say that that's what it was. I think it was just the strangest thing. I was not paying attention to the news or to the fact, and then I had to find out why. And it turned out that it was maritime. It was a maritime type of program that they had out there for ships. So
Yeah.
it was really interesting to think, oh, something that I had always loved, and taken advantage of and used regularly, was
Yeah.
actually for another purpose other than my inability to set the clock correctly. That was way back when. Does anyone
Sounds
else
good.
Yeah.
I just wanted to quickly say to Lisa that, what they're supposed to get rid of daylight savings time by 2025. They want to make it daylight savings time all the time. They want to get rid of standard time. and make it
Oh.
daylight savings time all the time. So just because they want to mess with international trade and stuff like that. And, the old Native American proverb that only white men would want to cut off the top of a blanket and sew it on the bottom of the blanket and make it appear as if it were longer.
I love that. Oh my God. How many times have I actually done that? I've done that before. I'm like going, yeah, just take a step back, dude. Look at what's going on. I mean, turn the damn thing sideways. I'm just like,
Make everything better. And now that I'm retired, it's weird because one of the things that was so cool about not having to get up in the morning or be, tied to a regular 9 to 5 job. My job wasn't 9 to 5 at that point. It was 9 to 9. It was like a 24-hour thing. But was knowing that I could throw the clock away. I didn't have to have an alarm clock anymore. And you know what? That was just huge. I loved it. I still do. I love the fact that I most of the time don't have to pay attention to what time it is. I can just have my day be my day and then let it unfold and see what comes out of it. Because, to me, spontaneity is really, really fun. I love the idea that life can be the roller coaster ride where you don't know what it's going to feel like to come up the hill and then go whoosh down it and, throw your hands up and giggle and laugh all day long. So to throw away the alarm clock for me was really significant, is me owning my own life again, my own day again. So we have a ticker going on the bottom, and I would really love to hear from everyone. What is your favorite time of the day? What's the best part of the day for you? What is the thing that you go, oh, I can't wait until I can fill in the blank of your day? And is there something every day that you're excited about? So that would be cool. How about you, Deb? Do you have a favorite time of day or part of the day?
I kind of like twilight as the sun's going down, and I don't have anything specific I do. I like that part of day. I'm not a morning person. People don't talk to me in the morning when I first get up. I just have my coffee first.
Yes.
I'm making a note of that so that I can text you like really early in the morning. So,
yes.
So that you can ignore me.
I do not sleep in the same room with my phone, so I likely won't. Would probably ignore it.
Turn off the phone,
Hi,
right?
Ron.
Maybe we should be doing an after the sun goes down show instead of a wake up and have come to the table show. Would that be easier on you?
I can't say. I don't know. The problem with doing a sundown show is it changes every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. What about you, Gerald? Do you have a favorite part of your day?
Probably my favorite part of the day is when Jeffrey gets home from work, whatever time that is. And of late he's been working 12, 14-hour days with stuff. Oh. So, he gets I have a meal for him, he eats, and I'm probably going to bed soon after that. But the other favorite part of my day is nap time.
Yes.
Which is anytime I decide that I'm ready for a nap.
Nice. Yes.
Because I'm retired. I can do this.
Yes, absolutely. Love it. That's what I mean about it's my day. I can do that now. I can go do that. So Valerie says connecting to spirit first thing in the morning is my favorite time of every day. That's wonderful, Val. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
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 Yep.
First thing. Yep. I love that. Yep.
And so what's yours, Kate? What's your favorite time of the day?
I think it's probably in the evening as well, when I can finally just put my feet up, figure out, what kind of entertainment we're going to watch and just chill. just absolutely chill. Where the bulk of what needed to get done as a necessity is finished. I don't have to think about it anymore. The dishes are in the dishwasher. I can hear it going, that humming noise that it makes. That's actually very soothing to me. A lot of people don't like to hear their, dishwasher or the train or whatever. I'm really audio. So I love hearing sounds that say, it's okay, you can coast now. It's okay, you're done. You're done for the day. Just chill. Just, be.
Yeah.
I also really enjoy the meditation in the morning as well, but it's sometimes harder to do. I kind of feel like I have to do it on the fly. Okay, I'm doing it on the fly. Depending on what's going on. Yeah.
The meditation for me is an ongoing all day thing. So whenever I have a moment, I'm meditating.
Yes.
So I don't have a formal meditation practice where I have a certain time every day, but I meditate several times throughout the day. So I'm always in contact with my guides and with
ongoing
conversation.
Yeah, no, I got it. And that's it's the way that it feels the best.
Yes.
Right? If there can be a dedicated time, that's great. But otherwise the communication is just going on and going throughout the day.
Yes. So that there is no right or wrong. Whatever works for you works for you.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's what you should do. Whatever feels comfortable.
Right.
And the challenge is paying attention long enough to know what works for you instead of, because a lot of times we are the structure that exists that we didn't create tells us, back to time is a construct, but it's what do they say? Our education system has it all wonky. It's high school should be later in the day,
right?
Because all of the kids, they
need to sleep. Yes.
Yeah.
So the rhythm of life at high school should be later because kids that age need to sleep more.
Yes.
Than they do, and they're afraid they're going to miss something too. So.
It's really, my girls, when my daughters were growing up, we used to have this kind of family mantra that you can't do anything well if you are hungry, if you are tired, or if you are angry. You will not do anything well without those those three things. So, having the routine of putting the self-care in, understanding that is how your body operates, and having a system like a school system acknowledge that some people are not fully awake until noon, is a really good step in the right direction for addressing their peak attention time. And that being said, I have a nephew that is up until all hours of the early morning to with his attention in the game or with whatever it is he's doing. And I think, wow, that would be kind of crazy to have school then, but figuring out what the best time is and allowing them to peak at that time, to have that as a resource is wonderful. That's a wonderful
thing. If you listen to your own rhythm, the rhythm your body tells you to follow, and you listen to the rhythm of your location, then when you can harmonize that, excuse me,
bless you.
That is, thank you.
That's the best. Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah. I actually had a friend who had to stay back a year because she couldn't stay awake, throughout the day with what was being taught. And they thought, well, she's got something going on. Let's just try it next year. So we usually ask, don't we, Deb and Gerald, what's in your cup this morning?
Yes,
I have good vibes. I have good vibes in my cup in the form of I made this is give thanks. This is the Cuban coffee, which is espresso and cinnamon, and I added some whole milk and ice cubes because yes, I'm that guy. I'm drinking iced coffee year round, judge me, don't come for me, whatever.
Well, I tend to like just ordinary plain black coffee, but and I thought today would be a good day to come from a place of thankfulness, of gratitude, and but I do sometimes like something different. So if I'm out and I have a cup of coffee, it will have something interesting in it, some interesting creamer or something like that.
Yeah, a little.
Well, and people who know me, I drink like 6 quarts of water, 5 or 6 quarts of water a day, and the first hour and a half I'm up, I've drunk 3 quarts of water. I do this before I drink my caffeine. So tangerine tea.
Tangerine tea sounds wonderful. I'm with you, Gerald. I like my beverages most of the time cold, and tons and tons of water. And I've noticed recently that when it's about to rain, that I can't get enough water in me, and I'm not really sure what that's about. Other than I traveled to Central America a really long time ago, and I could tell down there when it was going to rain, and it did. And ever since coming back to this part of the world, I can tell when it's going to rain because I am like too thirsty all the time. And so I don't think that's another job for me to be a barometer for the area, but at the same time, I understand what that means when you put the water in first, when you're getting everything going. And today I have a chai latte cold drink from Oregon something, and it has flavors of vanilla and clove and cinnamon, and it's black tea. So I know that we think of those spices as usually in the fall, but there are days where it's super cold outside, and I really like the idea that I'm going, ooh, that's yummy. I can't go out, but I can have it in in my mug.
Because you can't drink coffee.
Well,
it upsets your stomach.
It does, yeah.
The acid, the acidity, yeah.
The acidity does, and it's not really even the caffeine, because I can have other caffeinated drinks and there's no problem. Yeah, it's just the coffee, which I miss. To be honest, I really do. I miss it. It's something that I had, as an adult all the way forward. So it is. It is a funny thing to have suddenly to say no to, right? You get to the point where you're like, how many more things are we saying no to? The more we know, right? The more we figure it out.
Yes.
Oh, Maruta.
I used to do that too. I was up all night reading. Or just meditating. I didn't know that's what I was doing when I was a kid, but that's... And Ron drinks lots of water.
Yes. It probably has something to do with getting up in the middle of the night too, right? Stopping the dream process and getting up in the middle of the night.
Lisa said her sleep has been interrupted because of the moon. Right. And it's the first time that's happened. I would say to you, Lisa, that it probably happened before, but you didn't recognize it. Now you know to look for that as...
That's a good point.
A sensitivity to the energy. And so probably you have done it before, you just didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah.
Sure.
And a lot of folks that I've been talking to have been talking about this full moon really being intense, that that they are really feeling its energy more than other ones, and that could just be the way that the planet is moving around and picking up all the vibes. So it's hard when it keeps you awake, or it feels like it's pulling at you one way or another. Or, did you guys ever see Man Without a not Man Without a Face? Was it called Man Without a Face? A Mel Gibson movie way back when. A little boy says, what's the difference between men and women? And finally he says, okay, I'll tell you what the difference is. It's a matter of water. Women have more of it. And so when the energies pull, they get pulled in different directions. It was really an interesting sort of spiritual thing in the middle of this interesting, dramatic movie. But I'll never forget it because,
Curious.
yeah, it was curious, to think about the oceans and the tides and the moon poles and all that good stuff. So
basically, women are connected to nature. Therein lies all of the power.
I think when we get
that's interesting too.
when we get a good description of the divine feminine and the divine masculine, the divine feminine is the garden and the divine masculine is the gardener. So I think that women are connected to the earth, but I think that men are too.
I do too.
And so if we follow our path on whatever way we are on the inside, then that will express itself in one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
And it is all about being in sync together.
Yes.
So, because if one of those is off kilter, the garden or the gardener, there's issues.
Mm-hmm.
That's where a lot of problems arise.
That's a really good way of looking at it. Hi, Karen. Good morning.
I'm going to write that down.
I wanted to say to Hypnicity and Shock, I have never in my life been to a Starbucks, ever.
I haven't.
I wouldn't even know what to order because I don't drink fancy coffee. I just drink regular, plain old, ordinary coffee.
Yeah. That's interesting too, Hypnicity. Thanks for
sharing. It
sharing.
is the dawning of the divine feminine. Not that it's not an overpowering thing, because that's not the divine feminine, but it's coming into balance with the divine masculine. So we sometimes talk about in this age the divine feminine, but I think it's important that it's a balance, that it must be in balance to be right. And the divine feminine has been suppressed for some time, but so has the divine masculine. A lot of men have this preconceived notion that they have to be something that it was never part of the divine masculine.
Yeah.
So once that they are in balance, I think that's the rise of the divine feminine, is that it's putting things back in balance.
Well,
and I don't know if men are getting in touch with their feminine side, or if they're coming to be more in touch with the way they were really made.
Or that we are allowing them to be that, to have that. Because I think in a lot of ways, society and the world in general said, oh, no, you cannot do that. You cannot.
Boys don't do that.
Yeah, put that back.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Which is, a really beautiful aspect of it coming into light, into awareness.
And being secure and confident enough in your own being to be able to reflect how you are.
Yeah.
Who you are.
Yeah. That authenticity, that vulnerability, that, that courage that it takes to say, this is who I am. And I'm not going to play the games. I'm not going to pretend I'm that for you. And this is me. This is it. This is where we're going to be. And there's something so freeing in that. It can be very, very frightening in the transitional part where, you're stepping away from what your family said, or your community said, or your job said, or, all those different hats that we had to wear when we had to wear them. But there's something so freeing to just taking it and tossing it and saying, okay, this is who I am. Because it just shifts everything in your benefit. It shifts everything to your energy, to your direction, your focus, your own sense of truth. Because if you have that sense of truth and you own it, then you're not accepting of everybody else's judgments and everybody else's, but you need to act like this, or don't giggle in church, or whatever, all those silly things that were told along the way that just kind of got in the way of you being who you are.
I have never giggled in church. I have giggled at a funeral.
Oh. Yeah. Done both. Yep.
Or more than one.
Yeah.
I've done both. When I was walking down the aisle, I started giggling because I was so excited at the people that I was passing, through the veil. I could see them as I was passing. And my father squeezed my hand really hard and he said, "This is serious." And I was like, "Oh no, it's really fun."
Yeah, it's serious fun.
It's serious
that's
fun.
it.
This is good stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, just too much fun to let it out, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I got the giggles at my wedding, but it was just a small civil ceremony, so it was no harm, no foul.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wedding stories, right? They're either fun and fabulous or they're, oh my gosh, you lived through what?
Yeah, they're fun, fabulous, and stressful.
Yeah.
And yes, and my wedding was better than my marriage, so.
Oh,
Wow.
it's all a learning experience, right?
It is.
Yeah.
That was a very hard, long learning experience.
Yeah.
I'm glad you learned.
Yeah.
I did, and I got my kid. I wouldn't have gotten my kid out of it
Yeah,
if it hadn't happened. So there was that. So.
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
True.
It all works out. It all works out. I was married three times to my first husband, and my second husband twice. And so, yeah, I know. I like weddings. I like marriage.
Now you sound like my parents. My parents were married and divorced to each other 7 times and lived together without being married twice.
Yeah. Yeah. The first one was we were married.
Is it just me or did it get confusing, people? I'm just like, what?
How? So I was married in another country with the first husband, and their tradition had 2 different ceremonies. And then when he finally was here in the United States and we had a wedding, it was in the church where I grew up. So that was why there were 3. And yeah, just because.
None of that with my parents. They were officially married and divorced 7 times and lived together twice without being married. And my mom was married to 2 other men at different times. So I had a real interesting move around childhood.
Wow.
Hypnicity called it a starter husband.
Yeah, I wish that. That's funny. Yeah, that's funny.
Starter husband. Okay.
Go.
Wow.
Too much fun.
It is an adventure, Arlene. Absolutely an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every day is an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you do it properly.
It is, yes.
Because let me tell you, sometimes taking a nap is an adventure.
Yes.
Come on. I mean, it all works.
Yeah.
It does.
So.
You never know what kind of download you're going to get during your nap. So.
Yes, some of those are super powerful. So
yes, a lot of times for me, it's just when I've had a powerful reading or I've done readings or I've gotten a lot of information, I have to take a nap afterwards, and then I wake up and everything makes sense.
Yes,
it's like okay, so that's how I process. That's my processing time.
Well, a lot of us have to sleep on it.
Yes, that's a really important part because the energy will have shifted. And I agree with you 100%, Jill. There are days where if I am just completely depleted, taking a nap, taking that time out, going to that place that is just me is the most vital thing I can do for myself.
Absolutely.
And and they'll go, well, it's only 2:00 in the afternoon. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's important. It has to happen in order to rejuice, get that goodness coming back in.
Yeah.
Really important.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you take a nap too, Deb? To rejuice?
Rarely. I have great difficulty sleeping when the sun's up.
Just because it's bright or because you want to accomplish stuff during the day?
I think it's just the rhythm of the way my body works. It's because it's
Oh,
bright.
mhm.
Yeah. Right. Got it.
I used to, as a kid, I used to go outside and take a nap in the sunlight. It was awesome.
That is, I've never been able to do that. I'm not, so you're basically like a Fraggle. You can fall asleep at the drop of a hat.
Yes.
If
That's
you
me.
drop a hat, a Fraggle falls.
Yes. Yeah, I could fall asleep anywhere, any place.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't. I need to have darkness and I need to be comfortable. I don't have to be lying down, but I have to be comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And we
Mm.
all figure it out eventually what we all need. And it's
Mhm.
perfectly good that it's different, that we can share it. Because maybe it'll spark something for someone else that, is struggling. I know that in doing the dream work that there are a lot of questions about not being able to sleep, about, being up all night, or, having, these long breaks of nap, 4 hours at a time, but not all together, where it's, in and out and in and out of dream world. And so it's always fascinating to me to hear how people solve that, or how people, figure out how to make their cycle of dream, of sleep, of restoration, uh, get better. How do you, because when that type of stuff happens, it messes up your rhythm, your hormones, your health.
Yeah.
It is really a serious kind of conversation to have with a doctor at some point, but I'm always curious as to how people can figure that out for themselves, when to know what it is. Most of my naps are not very long, maybe an hour, depending on what's been going on. Could be longer, but
Hmm.
I don't think that I've ever been asleep for that 4 hour long thing, unless I'm sick.
Historically, people did not sleep through the night. They went to bed when it got dark,
Hmm.
and then they woke up during the night and did reading, they'd do chores,
Sure.
that kind of thing, and then go back to bed and sleep the rest of the night until dawn. So it's learning the rhythm. So they were following the rhythm of their bodies.
Hmm.
And so if we're sleeping like that, maybe that's our natural rhythm. So it might not hurt to explore what happens if you don't set a clock and just do what your body tells you to do.
And
Yeah.
I think too, like in some of the Latin countries where it gets really, really hot, to take that siesta, that whole time of,
Yeah.
no, you gotta, come back to being awake when it's cooler, because it's just too unbearable.
That too, yes,
Yeah.
the weather.
Yeah, to be out there doing it. So
Sure.
it can really vary from time to time. So in talking about what's your favorite part of the day, is there something that you plan that really brings you into your happy place, into that thing that is like fun and exciting? And do you plan an event or something within your week that says, okay, this is date night, this is, the night that we watch Monk, or whatever it is? Is there something that you do on a regular basis that feeds your fun, that feeds your spontaneous joy? Put it that way.
Well, since I am and have been retired for some time, I just do whatever it strikes me. I don't plan anything. I
Wow.
try to be spontaneous, and if I want to do something, I do it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What about you,
Yeah.
Gerald?
I like doing stuff on YouTube. That makes me very happy. You
Yeah.
know, my
Yeah.
stuff is my stuff is on Monday and Tuesdays, and it's great. And then I like being able to, or I like being invited to other channels.
Mm-hmm.
So the structure of that, because I'm a hardcore extrovert and I'm not working, so my dog only can handle so much conversation at her, especially at her age. She can sleep through anything.
How sweet.
So
Yeah,
you know,
I think too that it makes a difference when we're retired, because I'm retired too. So it's like if I want to go to the movies in the middle of the afternoon, I can just get in the car and go. I mean, unless I'm not snowed in, but there is that option of planning your day the way that you want it. You know, doing
sure.
the art projects, coming up with a new idea, coming up with a new. For me, there are like 6 different art projects. Thank you, Gerald, for inspiring me to get back into the art, to get back into the creative mode of being in the Zen, just seeing how it's going to turn out. I've never been one of those ones that has an image in my head and then goes and draws it or goes and paints it. It's always been put the pen in your hand or put the paintbrush in your hand and see where it goes. See how it blends with the next color. And
it's a process. Yes.
Yeah, it's really free form and kind of hard to describe when there are so many that say, well, what if it doesn't turn out right? Well, only I know if it's right or wrong. So yeah, might as well just do it.
No, and don't tell us if it's wrong. It's like that's the big thing about with quilting.
Yeah,
you have this huge quilt. Don't tell everybody the one area where the points don't match.
They won't see it anyway.
Yes,
You're the only one
right.
that can see it.
That's right. Because they probably never will. And the fun is, like playing a game of cards. Like John and I will play cards, waiting for the food to be delivered in a restaurant. We have a deck of cards like in every car and in my purse and whatnot. And people will come by and they'll go, "Wow, that is so cool that you guys are like actually, engaged with each other rather than looking at your phone." And he'll count and I'll count. No, I won that one. No, you won that one. Or, hey, I'm up 3 and you're down 4. So that means, that means I won. And instead of it, and most of the time for me, it always ends up with, no, but I just love playing the game.
Sure.
It's just the playing the game that to me is the interaction, is the fun, the part that says, I care about you. So let's have this experience together, whether it's playing cards or backgammon or watching a movie or whatever that is. To just really explore and appreciate those moments of simple, silly, simply fun, some little something different in the day. Yeah.
One thing I do have planned, though, is that I'm getting used to the rhythm of my location now and reconnecting with my own rhythm. That's why I've been having rhythm come up a lot in my readings and things. Is that I'm getting back to growing my channel and getting back to the things that I started my channel to do. Hi, Sherry.
Hi,
Of raising vibrations and uplifting spirits and that kind of thing. So I'm going to be heading more in that direction on my channel shortly. Things see, Katie's way more confident now and able to handle the show, and it's making, it's really her idea. This show is her idea, and she came to me with it, and we've done it, and now she's got the confidence she needs to really host this show and make it hers. And
there you go.
In doing that, then that frees me up to get back to some of the things that I was doing, and the direction I want to go. I want really to make this a year of co-creation and nice. Being able to bring things, to put things together that have never been put together before.
Ooh. Nice.
It's the year of temperance.
I love that. I love that. Hi, Juno. Welcome. We're glad you're here.
Juno. Hi, Juno. So the chat, people have been saying, and you've been highlighting the things that whether or not they make lists to do things and the kinds
Yeah.
of things they love to do and
Right.
what puts them in their happy place. And that is such a nice thing for us to start our day thinking about,
Right.
is what makes our vibrations and frequency right. And when we make ourselves reach a higher point, then it reflects around people, whether they realize it or not, try to meet our raised vibration. So,
absolutely. It's so good all the way around. When one shines, you allow and give permission to everyone else to join in that light, to join in that sunshine, you know.
And we can only control ourselves and our response to what's going on. So if I'm doing something to make me feel better, then great. That's all I need to do.
Right.
absolutely.
That's right.
If you make yourself feel better, you make the people around you feel better.
Absolutely.
It's true.
And if you get the giggles in the meantime, that's fun too.
It never hurts.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt. Like,
I've never had the giggles.
I know.
Never?
I know you haven't. You are the most
Never.
serious
I've
person.
never had giggles. Never
oh
at
my
all.
goodness.
Kate believes me, and that's just so wrong.
Yeah,
I have seen you with the giggles.
my other leg does jingle bells, right? Is that
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Well,
you were.
Melanie said we are meant to live in joy. We are. We are meant, and somewhere along the line, humans forgot that.
Yes.
And made this big old construct of things that we have to do.
Yeah.
When all we really have to do is have joy.
Joy. And that is one of the things that I really loved about Star Trek or Star Wars or whatever, was because some of the stuff that we're struggling with on Earth is already figured out, right? It's already figured out. They've bypassed all of the nightmare and headache to figuring out what is it that I'm good at because I love doing it, and then making that my job, and that's my contribution in the society. It's so good. So it's like it would be so good if we could have a way to figure that out.
Yes, it would be.
Make it.
That's part of our purpose here, is in this experiment called Earth, that we come without knowing. We agree to lose our memory so that we can be here and make something new instead of what we already know.
Right.
So,
and explore it and share it.
Yes. Explore it, share it, figure out a way to make it work.
Yeah.
Come up with a new idea.
And that's the adventure. That's the adventure of it, to say yes when somebody asks you, can you do this? And you say yes. That's the adventure of, instead of hiding, it's coming out and saying, yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll be on Ron's show on Saturday. But it's like
Does Ron know that? Does Ron know that you're going to be on a show on Saturday?
If you said that, then you'll have an email before the show is over.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ron. You heard it.
She just volunteered.
Yeah.
It's not crazy hitting the city.
That's not crazy. It's not crazy.
That's good. Anything that sparks your heart is in goodness. So it doesn't matter what you want to call it, as long as you can feel it. So we are really, really grateful for everybody coming and joining and sharing that, because see, look, he knew.
He knew that. Well, I just
He's a little bit psychic.
A little bit, yeah.
I've heard that.
Yes.
I've heard that.
Right? Yes, as we're all growing our gifts. So
the email was already sent.
Yes, the email was already sent. Well, okay, so here's the thing also is while we show up and we're experiencing joy and we're looking for joy, it's work to do that.
Yes.
And so I don't want to discount that, because everybody thinks, no, not everybody. some people think that being joyful is easy. It's not.
No,
It's there's always the work associated with showing up and doing what needs to be done.
yes.
So I'm not discounting that, but sometimes remaining in joy and seeing the positive things
Yep.
really are a challenge.
It is a challenge, and it is a practice and a choice. You choose it because you have that free will. So are you choosing to find the gift in whatever the lesson is that's really hard, or are you choosing to say, oh no, I'm just going to let this, collapse me and let it all take over? And it is work, and it can be really, really difficult. And that's one of the things I love about this community, is because we can share, how do you pivot? How do you stop the drama? Understand that that's drama, understand that's something painful or something stressful or something unusual, and shift it into something that's loving, into something that is of light and of joy. It is a practice to get to that point where you feel like you can do it. Sorry, Deb, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was just going to add that it's with that practice to see the joy in the small things. Don't overlook the small things. Don't overlook that little dandelion that poked out of the sidewalk. I mean, how much energy did that take?
It always amazes me. And always a little perk up, and I'm like, how did you do that? It always amazes me. Always. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think sometimes if we're not feeling where we want to be, we just need to feel where we are. And we need to embrace that and feel that in a depth. That way we can go through it. And that's, here I am, a guy on YouTube on, a cup of chat with Dream Detective Kate and Purple Elephant Deb H, saying this, but sometimes we need to sit where we are, and we need, so that we can get through that. We can weed through that. And sometimes that takes 10 minutes. Sometimes it takes 10 years.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Keep showing up. Keep showing up.
Yeah.
Show up and give your authentic self. Don't show up with a mask on. Show up and be you, and see, how does that fit with who you are?
Yeah, exactly. It's so important. It's really, really important to know what your heart is saying. And the only way you can do that is by being authentic, is being who you are in your own space. And, one of the things that I learned a really long time ago was that even when you make a password, if you're doing a password and your password is, I'm worth it, or I embrace love coming into my life, or whatever the short phrase is that you want to have repeat and you want the universe to give back to you, make it your password. Make it a note on your refrigerator. Make it a note in your car, so that you're constantly feeding and seeing and hearing and touching that element of coming in, of joy, of happiness, all of those aspects that come in. Choosing joy. Ollie, Ollie, oxen free. Yell it loud, really loud, really loud. Ready, Deb? Ollie, Ollie, oxen free.
Ollie, oxen free.
I think you just something. Just I'm going to share this from Craig because it was pretty funny. I'm not going to say it out loud, but I am going to let everybody see this. Paid him the $5 and then took him to lunch. You have the most interesting experiences, Craig.
Ron said, and this is really important, I am worthy. Make it, and Plucky Heroine said, make it an affirmation. Maruda says, I consciously get myself out of sad moods by gratitude, distraction, socializing, or consuming humorous material.
Absolutely. And those are all really good tools.
Ron came back around and brought it full circle and said, we are all worthy of love.
Yes. And it is available. The other thing.
Good morning, Serena.
That one of the one of the things that I love about doing the Angel Show is the resources that are available to us to help us feel that all day long, every day, to have that resource tapped into and know that there's 24/7 love available for us, to us, waiting for us. All we have to do is ask. You just have to ask for that love to come through. And it's really, really just a really beautiful conversation to remind people and to have everybody here supporting the idea that we can have those things. We're worthy of those things. And I am really curious as to what's going on behind that curtain.
I think
I
I'm
got a, I got a
on
delivery. I got a delivery, and I don't want to leave it outside. So,
Oh, got it.
I totally
that's all.
thought that's what happened. So when your friends are psychic
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
you
when your
make
friends are psychic, there you go.
and
Hi,
you make
Karen.
those noises, so
I know, it was so cute. That must have been the tablet thing he was holding.
that was package receiving noises.
Yeah, package receiving noises. Is it another deck of cards?
Actually, it is a deck of cards.
Ooh, nice. That'll be
It's
fun to explore.
Ooh, there's some stickers. I didn't get the other things that I was expecting, but it's the Radical Abundance.
Ooh, that looks
Nice.
interesting and
Nice.
funny.
So,
Are you going to do a show on it? Are you going to go exploring it?
I don't know. I mean,
You have to understand that Gerald usually sits with his deck for a while
I do.
before he opens it, and then he'll get to know it,
Oh my
and
gosh.
and then
Yeah.
and then we'll hear about it
Hi,
when
Linda
he's
G.
comfortable talking about
Linda
it.
G in the house.
Linda G,
Hi,
hello.
Missy.
Ooh.
Hi, Linda. Thank you for being here. It is so sweet. That is so sweet. We, exploring and sitting with the deck is really, really valuable when you want it to speak to you. Not
Yes.
that you're speaking to it, you want it to speak to you. So I can relate to that. I have several decks of tarot cards and oracle cards that are still in the box. And, sometimes they're screaming at me to open me. Remember that open commercial? But, sometimes I have to wait until I'm hearing that before I'll actually open them up. And then they make beautiful sense. So I can totally relate to it.
Well, it does drive a few of my friends crazy. It's like, have you opened the deck yet? I think for the long, I have some that I think I got sometime in 2020 that I haven't opened up yet, that I haven't explored. I opened the box to make sure that I got what was delivered, but
see the self-control that takes is amazing. First of all, but it makes so much sense, and that is Gerald following his rhythm the way that he feels comfortable doing
there's
that.
only so much fabulousness that the world can handle at once. I mean, if I did that, it would be so much.
Oh,
so
I love it. It feels like Christmas, right? When you open up
yeah.
a new deck, a new box, and you can't wait to see how someone's designed it, or what kind of emotion they're adding to the card or taking away from the card, what kind of understanding. One of the decks that I found really fascinating too was called Vice Versa, where the front of the card was and the back of the card was what you're seeing from behind the scenes. And I thought that was really, really clever. But I don't use the deck very often because I can tell what the card is. Right. Mm-hmm. It would have been different if it was half, like had a face on the front that was a normal deck, like the bicycle or whatever.
Yeah.
And then half and half were, this was the front of the card, this is the back of the card, so that you didn't know what card.
There is a deck like that. Richie has that deck. Do you have that deck, Gerald?
Of course I have that deck.
What's it called?
I have the Vice Versa deck. Yes, I
What's
have
the Vice Versa deck. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's
the
what
Vice
I
Versa
was getting at. That Gerald would know what it was called.
Yeah. And yes, Maruta, I know that there's no flip throughs of this, so We'll see what I can do.
So
I'm supposed to
we'll
get some coffee mugs too from this
Oh,
stay
wow.
from the
tuned.
creator.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
you
so
know.
we might get a deck casual at some point too.
Oh, that would be
Good.
really fun. That would be really
Good.
fun. I'm seeing stuff for Linda. Oh, or she's talking about the weather. Okay.
Yes,
Okay, yeah. To
yes,
talk about the weather. It is gonna
yes.
get bad. We all
Please
have
be
to
safe.
blow up our boats. I'm kidding. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of water. So we'll put some bubble around you, Linda, so that your house stays dry and keep you from floating down with it. Just hang on. It's only, what are they predicting? A week of this bad storm? Is it a week?
So
Coming
we've
in?
had a couple of more people come in. Esther G, good
Mhm.
morning. And I lost it. Sharon Sipe is here.
Yes, I said
Good
hi.
morning.
Yep. So
Yeah, and Juno mentioned Juno Spears said I have a before tarot deck and an after tarot deck. I have those as well. I enjoy those. And
That's
then I
awesome.
also have the in between tarot.
Yeah.
So they're great.
Well, and I can't wait until you present the deck that was in the chat too. That was incredible. To add a card, where you add a card and all the different responses came in. What are you going to call
Oh,
that
yeah.
one?
Oh, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but we have upwards of 300 possible cards
Oh
because
my
of
gosh.
stuff. I mean, so I have to do that. I mean, it's just silly. And that's where, you get a silly casual together and you get people together and someone like you, Kate, says, well, if you could add a card to the tarot deck, what would you add? And boom, an hour and a half later, it's like, woohoo.
It was a fun question.
Karen Johnson said she doesn't open the cards right away either.
Yeah.
So you are not alone, Jerry.
Thanks, Juno Sphere.
Well, it was an awesome idea, and at some point, Mr. Stash there might actually put it together.
Well, if you want help with that, I can help you with that too. That would be fun. That would be
Well,
fun.
I like how there was just this great interaction. I ended up getting a job out of it, a task, and everybody wants it to go on Kickstarter, and I'm making personalized individual quilted bags for everybody, on the Kickstarter. So
Wow.
And there was some talk of making the book blank so you can write your own.
Yes. Write your own damn stuff.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute. So yeah, it's fun when just an imagination or just a spark turns into a whole flame, and it's fun. It's fun to watch that grow into something really cool.
Yeah.
It was a fun experience.
It was wonderful. It was great. It made me, I laughed for hours after that. It's like, oh my gosh. And there's still other good ideas coming through.
You got at least one suggestion from Jeffrey after that too, didn't you?
I got several, and Kate, you put one in a chat recently too, which I have written down. And then my friend said one of the cards needs to be you are never going to meet a tall, dark, handsome stranger.
Yes.
That should absolutely be one of the.
Yeah. It was, and I think I sent that mailbox is full.
That mailbox is full. That's so true.
I just had another one too. You need, and it's not in the card.
Oh yeah, Jeffrey's was. That's a rhetorical question, right?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, so much humor, so much fun, right? It's so good. Well, I know that we are ticking the clock away, and I want to say thank you. Can you tell me what's up for you, Deb? What's coming up for you?
I have on Monday, I'm going to be a guest on Tarot Stash, and we are going to discuss ethics of reading And so that's going to be at 11 a.m. Pacific and 2 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. GMT over there in Europe. So
Wow.
that will be a fascinating discussion.
Yes.
And we're probably going to make some people angry. So that'll be okay.
We're not going to make people angry. We're going to make people think.
Well, yes, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's an important conversation to have. I really do.
It is an important
exchange of
conversation.
ideas, exchange of elevation. So I can't wait. That's going to be wonderful. How about you, Gerald?
I am a guest tomorrow morning on Sonia Rain Lee for or Coffee and Oracle. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm also a guest on Kelly's Dozen Cats Wellness Tarot in the evening as part of the S team, because Stash.
Yeah.
So there's that. And then
are you guys going to be playing a game? Is that why there's teams?
No, the S team. We're all just getting together and chatting.
Oh, okay.
They're all S's.
They're all just.
We're all S's. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
So and Deb, I think I'll have my big mustache behind me. Do you think that'd be appropriate?
I love that big mustache, and I think it'll be quite the conversation starter.
Yes.
There you go. There you go. And then I'm doing readings with medium Betsy Palmer on Tuesday afternoon, and I'm supposed to be with Jane the Secret Tarot on Tuesday morning for Tuesdays with Tarot Stash exclusively on Jane the Secret Tarot.
Yes.
Wow, on Tuesdays. Nice.
Yeah.
In the morning or in the evening?
That one's in the morning.
That
one's in the morning. So,
awesome.
But it's just safe. Just like and subscribe.
Yeah.
I put stuff on the community tab. This is on the community tab and all that stuff. So
you are one busy guy.
And I have room for more. The only thing that I need between the lives is enough time for my AirPods to recharge.
I love it.
And he's on his world tour.
The world tour.
World tour is so good. We'll send you a second pair. So you have a backup.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So, but there's so many good, and I have a whole bunch of stuff that I planned for, that I'm reaching out to people for April. So it's fun. I mean, and if anybody wants, here, shameless plug. If anybody wants to reach out to me to have me on their channel, I'm very serious.
I know.
There's no laughter at all.
No giggling.
Don't mind my tiny hands.
Yes.
It's okay.
Jamie's not here, so.
Jamie's not here. It's Thursday, so she's busy.
Yeah, I think Craig was asking if, here, it's Ron, wants to know when you're going to make a deck for the little
Well, the question is can I write that small on those, and then can I read them?
Yes. Yeah.
You need that apparatus from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Well, you could write it in a normal size and then just shrink it.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Do you remember Shrinky Dinks?
Yes.
No, you made stuff out of plastic and then you put it in the oven and it shrank.
Oh,
yes, that's what you need.
Wow.
There are people that can paint entire portraits and pictures on a grain of rice. I don't know any of them personally, but I know they exist.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for helping me figure this all out and for being a part of Cup of Chat. And I just am so grateful for you, Deb, for saying yes.
I am happy to see you spreading your wings and getting your channel going and being able to do the things that you wanted to do. That makes me very happy that you have made this progress.
Yes, and Gerald too for not giggling. That was really, really fun. I've always enjoyed working with you. So
thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yes. Yes, you're always welcome. Both of you are always welcome. We are doing another angel show tomorrow night. There's just been incredible responses to it. It's been really, really beautiful. The energy that comes through during the experience with Valerie from Illumination Portal
Yeah.
is really just phenomenally beautiful. If you just want to go into a zone of comfort and joy and relaxation, to experience that little kiss coming through from, little kiss from the other side, join us. Even if you don't want to know the names, even if you don't, participate in it that way, the angel show is just a really beautiful experience, and I can't
Yep.
I can't tell you how much we love doing it, and we keep getting asked. I thought one show, and now we're on number 4 to bring that yummy
That's good.
yummy energy in. And then of course Saturday it looks like I'm doing the show with Ron. Did you get that, Valerie? I guess I already said yes. So
I'm going to go back and watch the playback where you said yes. So if there's any doubt,
no,
it's there.
It's there. And you know what? I love doing things with Val. I love doing things with you guys. And I'm so grateful that you guys say yes, because it really does inspire all of us to come on out and play in this new playground, in
And
this
now,
new area.
just the sky is the limit. It's wherever you want to take it.
Yeah,
That's exactly right.
absolutely. Now that I can figure out how to move buttons and push things. It's all a learning
It
experience.
just takes practice.
Yeah.
I'm very good at pushing people's buttons. I used to be a manager for many years. So
Okay. Yeah.
I'm good at that.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Even with my tiny hands, I can push buttons.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, you guys stay safe. We're going to pack up and find some umbrellas and try and not float away.
Yes,
and
be safe.
Yeah,
Yes,
everybody be
please.
safe. And the only thing that I think that might, I'm not even going to put it out there, but there are power issues when this kind of stuff happens. So
I understand. I live in Texas.
yeah. Yeah.
I lost my power last week. So
Oh my gosh. It does make it interesting. So everybody be well, be happy, find that place and that thing that you love to do. We love having you here. We love that you're experiencing it with us, and we're so grateful for you. So until next time, take care.
Bye.